Going on, guys? Mr. Pipes here. Uh, Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a plant video or a farming video. Um, Let me set this down for a minute. Alright, today I want to talk a bit about farming history, whether it's peasants, English peasants, Scottish peasants, farmers, Vikings, um, you know, Chinese, whatever. Farming is everywhere, and there's different ways of doing it, and there's different styles. I guess that counts as different ways, but anyway, well, first let's talk about the garden. I'm gonna set this down. Okay. The green row that you see behind me right here is all tomato plants. Different varieties. Patio, Roman, beefsteak, and then there might be one more, but I can't remember. Now this side over here where you see the moisture right here, that row right here, that's beans. The one next to that is beans as well. And if you come down over here, alright, let's see, probably can't really see them. Okay, see right there, right here, this blob, that's a mound, okay? And there is cucumbers. I'll show you guys something real quick. See, my property has a lot of cool things. Look behind me, there's wildflowers. Can't go wrong with that, right? Nature's beauty. Now, if you look right here, this tree right behind me, right here, was where I did my first cigar video. I believe it's the one where it's an Antonio Fuente or something like that. Really good cigar. Like I said, I would have one right now, but sadly I can't hold the camera and puff on a cigar or a pipe at the same time. Maybe a pipe, but a cigar definitely probably not. But anyway, now I want you to see behind me, this tree right here is an apple, and all the way to about right here is an apple. Those are all apples. We had close to about 15, maybe 12 apple trees. We had to cut a couple of them down because one fell over because the bank eroded, which sucked. Now, if you go straight this way and you see that rubble right, there's a pile of rubble right here, right where my finger's at. Boom, poking it. You go behind that way, right over here. Let's see. There we go. Right there. There's a peach tree and another apple tree over here. My grandfather loved apples. He liked sweet apples. He didn't like sour or anything like that. He liked sweet apples. Fix this a little bit. There we go. Okay, now, sadly, we don't have no sprinkler system or anything like that around here to help. So we have to do it by watering can. And it takes about a few gallons, or more than a few gallons. It took me and my girlfriend Brittany about maybe close to 20 gallons of water to water these plants. So it takes a bit of time. But the reward is very, very fulfilling. It's very fruitful because you will get a good crop. Trust me. And when I mean by crop, I mean bounty. Like, you will get something out of it. Now, here on my property, we use 10-10-10. We use, horse manure, cow manure, anything like that. Anything that's a herbivore is very good. Now, back in the day, a lot of the English did it that way, except for the 10-10-10. Some people like to use it, some people don't. Some people like to use organics, people don't care. You know, homegrown is homegrown, and I agree. Don't matter to me. Whatever floats your boat. I'm not gonna say I support organic or anything like that, but I mean, how much more organic can I get than this right here? This is all perfectly grown using cow manure, horse manure, natural things from the earth. You can't get any more, you know, and I'm using earth, so how much more organic can I get, you know? I thought I had a skeeter on me. But anyway, now if you go back in history, farming has been around for, it's been around for years. It's been around for centuries. You will find it on almost every continent. Um, you know, if you go back in, like, you know, British history, Scottish history, they used a lot of, you know, manures and things like that. Now, depending on how much Viking influence there was in farming with the Scots and the Irish, there were sacrifices. There would usually what I know is that it would be very rare for it to be a human sacrifice for a garden. Now, for a garden, a Viking would sacrifice, they would behead a cow or a type of animal like that to appease the gods, you know, to spread the blood of, you know, of the dead as a token to the gods. Because gods were, you know, the gods were fierce, they were warriors, they wanted the blood. That's what they were. That's what it was all about. You know, it was about the blood, the pain, and as much pain as you can. The more satisfying of the kill for the gods, the better. And that's what they did. Now, I could be 100% wrong, which I don't think I am. On the gods part, you know, I'm not sure. You know, I have very little knowledge of the gods. I am a Polish Viking, and I do need to learn this stuff. But as far as I know, they actually still do that in some countries or in some parts of Africa. They will sacrifice a cow. They will hold it down, slit its throat, put the blood into a dish, and then, like how I am, they would put it into the fields to appease their gods. Now, I can't say for sure if it's the same god or if it's a different god, because you have to remember the Mayans did sacrifice, so, you know, it just depends on who your god was. But I don't feel like I really need to do all that. I'm not going to go out and sacrifice something for, you know, for a piece of broccoli to grow or anything like that. But I will spread some water. I don't mind doing that. Now, if I was a Viking living back in the day, I probably would. I would probably kill, you know, something, and, you know, because that's how we were raised. I wasn't raised that way. But me being Polish Viking, I do believe in the gods. I do believe in Jesus Christ as well. I believe in all gods. I believe in Santa Claus. I believe in the Tooth Fairy and all that good stuff. I believe in it all. And that's because I believe that there is magic in the world. And that's just my opinion. I believe there is magic in the world. Or at least the feeling of magic. So. But yeah. Starting to get dark out. We haven't had rain here in about a week and a half now. So that's kind of what's bothering us. But we don't want too much rain because then it will kill everything, you know. So. We want it, but we don't want a lot. We want enough. And that's very hard to do. But like I said, it's very cool out right now. That's all watered. That's all watered. Just have a row of beans to go, and then the cucumbers.
See any bugs on your tomatoes?
No.
Start seeing some bug, you need to get some of that 7. Mix it up and spray it on all them plants. Them bugs can still see fertilizer on them, don't you?
Okay. Okay. But yeah, farming is a really good thing. But yeah, my cousin would find stuff out in her garden all the time. Arrowheads. She said that she found dinosaur bones, but I don't know. I know they were everywhere, but oh. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little simple, probably a little boring, but maybe you'll learn a little something from it. You know, you can start any size garden. It don't have to be a big garden. It can be a little garden. You can still have plenty of food. But we just use it all because why not? Yeah. Every night, around 7 o'clock, 7:30, it's watering time. Gotta go fill it up again. And you want to water your plants in the morning and in the evening, not during the day, because there's really no point. Unless they really need it. But other than that, you water in the morning around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, or you wait until the evening time around this time. So either one is fine. But yeah, I'm gonna set this guy down, fill her up again. But yeah, like I said, if you go over this way, you see that patch of ground over here? That's where we put our taters in. Corn. We usually do corn and stuff like that over on this side, but this year we're doing it over in that one over here. We've always done taters in this part, but let's see. I'll show you. I just gotta make sure I keep an eye on the water really good. Come down here, and if you look in this one right here, like I said, that's all right here. That's all taters. Now we do have some land over here, but this right here will flood a lot. Like all that right here goes all the way here to over there, but that floods a lot, so we don't really use that. I use this side over here as a target range for my guns. think I'm going to use, there's a spot over on the other side of this brush right here. I'm going to probably use that spot for camping or something like that later in the future. But yeah, there's different tools to use, you know. Set this guy down. Turn on me. Okay. Okay. But yeah. Whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of opportunity out here. Sometimes out in this field we get a deer. We name her Jane Doe because she's a doe. And we don't really know what else to call her. So Jane Doe it is. She comes around every once in a while. She likes to snack on the apples that fall off the tree. And she's more than welcome. Back up that way a little bit more. I got enough water to finish this row. Alright, I'm going to go back up here and top some of it off. Here we go. Get some more water to this. Because there really ain't no point of starting this row and not having enough water. Man, it is really bright on my screen and it's kind of dark out here. Like, trying to get it to, it feels like that, you know, how you can barely see me, but in the, like, you can like, I can see perfectly in this viewfinder, and it's amazing me, you know, it's, you look around and it's kind of dark, you know, a little bit, but, oh well. I feel like I have a pair of very light colored sunglasses on, and it's giving me a tint, and this thing, I'm looking at my viewfinder and it's perfectly colored, so that's what I love about this. Alright. Goes there. I'm gonna set this thing down. Let's set this right here, maybe. Oh, there we go. A little bit better. Alright. Again. But yeah, it's like I said, I strongly suggest, you know, if you are a patient person that likes to smoke good tobacco, like cigar or pipe tobacco, a real good one. If you have the patience to smoke one, you'll have the patience to grow a garden. I assure you that. And you're probably looking at me going like, well, how does a garden and cigars and pipes go together? It takes time to smoke a bowl. It takes time to smoke a cigar. You know, you don't just smoke a cigar in 20 to 10 minutes, right? You smoke one in 30 to an hour. And you know, it's just like growing a nice beard. You know, I trimmed it a little bit and it looks really good. And patient people can, if you can do that, if you can grow a nice beard and wait years and years and years for it to get to, you know, to right here on you, then you can grow a garden. And I strongly advise you to grow a garden because it's fun. It's education, you know, you learn something every day about the ground that you're on and all that different things, and find treasures and all that good stuff. Like I said, you should always take that opportunity. Learn something new. Ready for one more go around? Let's go. But if my phone does cut off again, I just wanted to say thanks again for joining me on this day, and I hope you guys are enjoying your pipes and your cigars, and I hope you guys are enjoying life and living it to the fullest. And like I said, it really does mean a lot to me that you guys are watching my stuff and you're subscribing to me. I know this isn't, I knew it wasn't going to be a really big channel, with, people just, oh my God, I love you, I gotta subscribe. I knew it wasn't going to be nothing like that, but if I could reach out to a few people that enjoyed my work, that's enough for me. So like I said, I wish I had a stogie or a pipe with me right now, but sadly, I do not. So like I said, let's enjoy this night and have a good one, Like I said, I got way more videos yet to come. Viking videos. Viking camping, good old-fashioned fun. Not just pipes and cigars, but just good old-fashioned fun. Things that you can do with pipes and cigars, not just sit around and, I mean, you could sit around and smoke them, but, why not go camping? Be by a fire and smoke one and have a good drink with you. There's nothing wrong with that, I'll tell you that right now. That's my favorite part of the day. Getting the clock out from work, or lunch, going to my truck for lunch and smoking a good old Piper cigar. And that's my favorite time. Relaxing from a hard day's work. It reminds me of the Lord of the Rings, the part where Merry and Pippin are sitting with Treebeard on Isengard, and they're, how I feel right now, and they're just talking like, I feel like I'm back at the Leaky Dragon after a long, hard day's work. And then the other one says that's if you only had a long, hard day's work. And they just start laughing and smoking, and here comes Gimli, tossing a fit because he's not sitting and smoking and feasting, and and the other one has to rub it in that they're having salted pork, which I don't blame him. He stops there and goes, salted pork? Yeah, food. I love those movies. I love watching them. At one time, in the spring, we had the doors and windows open, and I was sitting out there smoking my Hobbit pipe, my black Hobbit pipe. And I'm watching The Hobbit. They had it on TBS or TNT or whatever, which one it was, and they had the whole marathon on, the first the three ones, finally, and loved the first one. I'm watching it. I'm sitting on my front porch smoking a pipe, and I got my incense, going so I don't have bugs and everything, and it was a good night, those are the nights you want to have. So hopefully, like I said, if this thing goes out on me, I hope you guys have a good night, and I just want to say thanks again for joining me. So I'm going to put this down for a minute again, and I'm going to refill. Go one more round. And I'm done for the night. But as you can see, it's starting to now get darker. I mean, I can still see myself perfectly on the viewfinder, but other than that, and the fireflies or the lightning bugs or whatever you want to call them, I believe the south they call them lightning bugs, in the north they call them fireflies. So I really think I should have been born down here in the first place, But that's just me. But like I said, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this little video. It's something different. I wish I had a stogie or a pipe. And like I said, you can do it with both. You can have, you know, put your canteen down, or your canteen. Put your watering can down, have a couple puffs, you know, and, you know, whatever. You know, if Arnold Schwarzenegger can have his cigar and be out in the combat and, you know, in the, what's that movie?